Welcome, welcome, welcome. Howdy, everybody. Welcome back. We are continuing on the Season 2 server. I want to get more done. That way, I know we're ahead of the game. We do have about a month left. Actually, today's the 1st, so yeah, 1 month. Shouldn't be too bad. The stations are pretty much going to be copy-paste. That way they are identifiable and able to be seen and recognized and all that, especially planet side. The stations on asteroids will look a little different, of course, because they're on asteroids and you can't put mining equipment in them. Well, you can, but flying miners, not excavation equipment. And then the other planets, of course, will need stations, will need contract stations. That is the other thing I gotta look at to see what kind of contracts we're gonna do. Because if I look... okay. So the modder that I have been kind of using for the economy setup for our server. He's got a few different stuff. He's got like contracts. He's got, of course, the mining and sale points. It's basically stores because I can technically put whatever I want in there. He's got the contracts, the stores. Let's see what else he has. Contracts, stores, grid sales now is the new one. And then the different contracts are going to be escort, hunt, deliver, obtain and deliver, find, repair. So that's the kind of stuff we can actually do. Now, if there's any others that you would like to see in there, I can probably work on my side of it, change it up a little bit to be what we want it to be. And depending on what contracts you want out of those, you just let me know. We'll get into it. So, but today I want to work on the community center a little more because it definitely needs finished, at least functionally, and then design-wise will be later. This is not the one we were in yesterday. Because my hydrogen tanks are gone. Let me see something real quick. Because I did continue. I don't see why... Let's join. If my hydrogen tanks are gone, I'm going to be kind of pissed. Because that means I have to build that whole thing again. Which isn't really an issue. It's just... it's not there. Which sucks. I wonder if something happened after I left last night to cause it to be reverted or something like that. I don't know. I haven't talked to the guys much today because I was watching my daughter, so a little bit busy on priorities. We'll see though. But I also want to take a look at these other contract things. I don't know. I guess my hydrogen tanks are just gone for some reason. Whatever. I can just make new ones. It'll be fine. Because that's the last functional part. Yeah, because I have assemblers, I have refineries, cargo, medical's down here, which isn't going to be an issue. Those aren't going to be tied to any cargo system. And then I need the connectors. The actual garage connected up.
Fuel low.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuel
So let's
critical.
go ahead and just make our platform again, because I don't know what happened. We want white. And that's 2, 3, 4. I want it at least 3 blocks away from the building. So we'll start there. That's space. Oh. No. That one. Ah. 4. 4. 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah, that's way more than I need. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Let's go down the middle. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just making like a oil rig platform. And gonna work from that. Because I want it to be similar to like an actual facility. I want everything to be accessible from the ground. So even though it may look tall, robust, square, it'll be useful to everyone trying to actually use it. Okay, so that'll be walkway, and then we have 1, 2, 3 for the tanks, and then walkway. And then let's go ahead and make this line up there. And then bring this. We want 4 to there. Because this is going to be the actual gas or hydrogen that people are going to be able to use with their rovers. It'll also be able to fill tanks. It will do all of that. And I'm going to try and make sure that these tanks are filled before people get in. So that way factions will be able to actually have full tanks upon entering, and try and get that one less thing they have to worry about. If that makes sense. Hope it does. So just go ahead and make a generic platform, and then we can make it look better later. Actually, yeah, I don't want it sticking too much into here, because this is going to be a walkway for people to go to the actual garage from the building. So we don't want it too intrusive. I say intrusive, it's not going to be fucking intruding on anything. It sticks back too far, which is good. That way it looks actually useful. Or like it was planned out anyway. Because that's not going to be there. Neither are these. That one will. Good. And then we just do it with the rest of them. Backside's a little easier because it's kind of going uphill, so looks a little easier to handle. But then this one, we will just come out this side because we have the stairs in the front. Cooperate. There we go. Damn it. Beautiful. And I will actually repaint
Fuel
this
critical.
station and have it looking a little better as well. It does have that flat white look to it right now, just because, like I explained yesterday, I accidentally painted over half of it. Which kind of sucks. Let's go ahead. Do that. I'm still not sure if I want them to have more than one tank. I don't think so. One large hydro should be able to supply everybody for quite a while. And then of course we want these going up. How high do we want? 4? Yeah, I can see 4. Oops. And then we're gonna grab some exhaust. Turn that music down a little bit because it is kind of loud. There we go. So we have those. And then I am going to put one of these. Then I'm gonna need solar panels. And you will see why here momentarily. No. Let's just go with these. It will be fine. Maybe. Possibly. I'm not exactly sure how to make this look better. Am I able to put this just on the tank? That would be fantastic. It appears not. Okay. Well, we can do it that way. I don't see an issue with that. Because this is all I want. No, I gotta do them all individually. Ooh, that zone kind of messes with him, doesn't it? Not sure how I like that. Is it the safe zone or is it the actual terrain stuff. I think it's the safe zone. Probably is the safe zone. I'm kind of looking off to the side because
Fuel
it's
critical.
a little weird, but whatever. Be fine. Next, I need to do, oops, this. Yep. And then there, there, there. Beautiful. And then we need O2 generators. We're gonna have to figure out how to not have these colliding. I guess they won't. We'll just glass them off. Yeah. I think that'll be fine. Because they still have a 1 block space in between them, so we'll be able to keep people from using them. Now, if you are wondering how we are going to keep people from using this stuff if they're allowed to build, they're not going to be allowed to build. Not allowed to grind or anything while inside the safe zone. The safe zone is actually going to diminish in size by quite a bit. It's only going to encompass these couple things. Go away. I don't even know who you are. But it is going to come down to pretty much just this part of the community center. It's just going to encompass this building. So people will be able to build out here and in the garage area. They just will not be able to build on any of this stuff to try and connect their stuff together. I think the other side is still gonna have to. Nope. Oh, that's because this is in the wrong spot. Oops. There's somebody probably yelling at me the whole time about that. Love it. Let's go back to that and rebuild it. God damn it. Just like that. I'm in the way. Like that. then what we can do just to kind of give it more of a fueling feel. This wants to cooperate with me. This was gonna take a minute, but it'll be worth it.
Fuel critical.
Yeah, I know fuel's critical. See, this is normally in the video where I would kind of cut and come back to you when I'm all done. Skip this process and you guys don't have to sit here and watch it and get all bored and probably click off the video. It's fine. I understand. Tedious tasks are not of today's age. You'd be surprised at actually how many people will actually sit here and watch this kind of stuff and think it's therapeutic. Even if it's just me talking half the time. Weird people who just like listening to other people talk. I'm not gonna blame them. Don't think it's weird. Well, I just called the people weird, so maybe, but everybody has their preferences. Especially when it's live. You have a lot of people that'll actually just sit, listen, not do anything. It's really weird. I want straight down, thank you. There we go. And then same thing for this one. I just need the 2. Then we go back to squares for everything. Just fill it in. See, that wasn't too painful, was it? Probably very. Point being, you survived. I had faith in you. Basically, all these are going to do is kind of hide the pipes anyway, because I'm going to have to come back through, connect everything up. I'm going to have to start doing 2. Okay. Like I was saying, I'm going to have to go through and do the pipes in these. So basically what we're doing is connecting these tanks to one refinery, one assembler, one cargo, blah, 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 blah. That way each faction who starts out, that can go away, will be able to have one of these each just to get them going. Okay. And then, of course, we'll have to do some grabling on the building itself just to make it look a little better. But I think it'll be fine. And I might put Izzy's on the base. I'm not entirely sure yet. I have to find out. But we have tanks, we have connectors, refineries, assemblers, generators, those cargo. I think we are pretty much done production wise. we'll still need ow, as I fly into the building, O2 generator, but I think we can pretty much just go with a fuel station for that, almost like a gas station stop, because there's oxygen on the planet. You're not going to need it unless you're planning on going to space. So then we will need to pipe oxygen to the cryo and hydrogen. So one of these hydrogen tanks is going to be admin use, which is for the community center itself. I pretty much have the same line that the factions are going to be using. I have an extra one for the community center itself. So admins can make sure the cryo has oxygen and hydrogen. There's stuff in the assemblies, refineries, extra hydrogen in one of the tanks, stuff like that. One cargo. That way we can do some selling and buying to players if need be. And we actually have an office up here. I don't think I showed this one off yesterday. But we can pretty much see like which factions have controlled the cargo. Little meeting room in case you need something. It'd be nice. And then down here we'll have like blueprint tables that I'll put in. And then we're gonna have a lounge area on this side of the building. Basically going the length of it, and down here people can hang out, chit chat, bullshit, wait for their stuff to be made, all that kind of stuff. Write contracts, you know, the good things. While I'm just sitting here because I'm tired of seeing this O2 thing flop around. Yeah, 3. Give me those. Zero. Motherfucker. Watch this. If I can spell. Are you on? You're not piped to anything is the problem. Whatever. I'm about to do that now, so that way you guys can actually see all of the piping that's involved in this place so far. Because it's gonna get worse. Looks like a circuit board, I know, but it's just how it is. So front of the base is that way. Our cargo containers on the inside are right there. You have refineries, assemblers, and cargo over there. So there should be, yeah, one refinery, one assembler there, one cargo, and then there will be one tank here that is not connected. But basically we need to do that, if this will let me. Probably not. I need to do the long one, please. And I'll just go back in and fill these holes in. That's fine. Short. Ball thing. Long. And that's basically going to guarantee we are underground with the pipe. So that way, when I work on later, we'll be good. I won't have to worry about trying to get it below the surface, and everything will be pretty much the same length starting out. It'll just help keep things a little organized, because the ground is very uneven, so we want to be able to have everything about the same size. And if I go down, we now have 6 here. So now what I want to do, I'm unsure if I want these actually connected cargo-wise. Because they're going to be building in here, and that'll give people a chance to come back here, start stealing everybody else's materials. I think maybe we'll have drop-off points up here for materials, and then this will be more of a build state or parking state for people. I don't know, I'm on the fence about it, because as much as I trust our community and know that you guys won't do anything sketchy per se, I don't trust you. It's always just like one bad apple that's gonna ruin it, right? It's just, that's all it's gonna take. And I don't want to put everybody in jeopardy because of that. I mean, I guess I could have really just done it off of there, but this will probably be easier in the long run. Yeah, I think it will be. Now, I will need that one to be a T as well. Unable to place. Why? What? Why are you unable to place? You are definitely below surface. Are you detached from something? No? Is this detached? Yes, that is why. See? Stuff you gotta look at. Troubleshooting 101. Long. Let's just start by putting long all of them, because this one will then I think that's where our bend is going to be. Another long one. Actually, nope, can't put one more. Do that. And yes, I did just delete the long one that I put, but you'll see why. It is because I can come in here, and now do that. See? It's beautiful. 5 more to go. Will that be good enough?
Energy low.
Yeah, just one more short. Nice. Do. Now how can I... Oh, because it's separated. That's why. I was about to be like, why can I put one there but not on the other one? Kind of makes sense.
Fuel critical.
Are you gonna let me have it? I guess that works. My guy is speeding up apparently. There you go. Good job, bud. Hey, look at that. Let me go ahead. We're getting to the length of might as well. Just do that for now. And then we know we can add 2 more of those. Do that. And that. Now let's go ahead and just clear these out, because I have my markers now, so I'm not too worried about it. This one is actually one long. Yep. Perfect. Get rid of that. This is another one of those points where I would apologize and just skip to the end where you guys don't have to see it, but sadly, it is what needs to be done. So I need to go there next, which looks like I am past. Kind of like that. Now, one thing I am going to have to watch is the ground, because I don't want people really being able to see this stuff. It does kind of, I don't want to say keep the mystery of it, but really no mystery to be had, because I'm kind of showing it to you guys. Yeah, that one. Did you guys? It is true. Him and Nakor get together, a lot of things end up on fire. Did you guys revert the save at all? Okay. Okay. Talks things. Okay. Just one thing after another.
Energy low.
No, the only reason I'm asking is because those hydrogen tanks were gone when I got in. The only one I see in the server list. Well, let me double check, just to be sure. Yeah, that's what I thought it... Right. Yeah, it just said you connected.
Fuel critical.
Right. I don't know. I'm gonna do a slash save anyway, just in case. Because I don't know what happened, but... I wasn't disappointed, because it did allow me to kind of change what they looked like a little bit, but... More of an... Well, if it makes you feel any better, I just spent probably... How long have I been streaming? 45 minutes. Rebuilding a new set. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. This is... Yeah.
Energy
This is the...
critical.
As far as I know, the only one I'm been on. No, because I thought we had one with just a regular dedicated server, but I didn't see one. Like the Space Engineers launch dedicated, not the Torch version. Right. I don't know if it just never saved or what. Right. Right. Well, because usually it forces a save when you either shut down a server or close out a game. So, I'm not sure. Uh-huh. I think I have it set to 5 right now. Yeah. Yeah. Accessible or something. Oh, yeah. That would be a good point. I'm doing piping. Because... Oh, God. An extra building. There's the excavator. That mine. I don't see a second one. Gotcha. I was gonna say the silicon one looks default. Iron, I will tell you momentarily. Looks default. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened then. That does kind of suck.
Fuel critical.
I'm getting it to look right. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it has more bolts on it.
No energy.
Yeah. Oh. I think so. Yeah, one of them. Is the name of the station and everything pretty much the same? Well, yeah, the name of the station doesn't necessarily matter. It's the name of the store that does. Okay, then it should... Okay. Yeah, the store is really the only one that can't change. Well, it can. That's just the one I would have to mess around with. As long as that didn't change, you theoretically should be able to just drop in new one and it'd be fine. Yes. Even if I don't, I can go get one real quick, because the other ones are the exact same. Yeah. It's literally just a name change on the store block that changes. That's a plus. Alright, my PCB basics. That's what this piping looks like.
Fuel critical.
The only thing that's going to be weird is the containers and assemblers and refiners and stuff are not going to be in order. Like, walking to them. Like, the first one you see is not going to be Faction 1. It might be, like, Faction 3. Just because of how the piping worked out. Exactly.
No energy.
MDTC or something like that. Let me see. I'll go to the iron one and that is the one. That's it. The second one? I had an antenna on it before. Oh no, you're right. There's a blue one over here. So what the fuck? Yeah. Yeah. Sadly. They can, however, if you put them on a rotor. make them a subgrid. Because that's how my radar works. Well, a event controller tells it to override, but yeah. Or I think it's a target block or something actually, but yeah. So one thing I've been kind of scratching my brain about with the community center, I'm gonna be bringing the actual radius of it down a lot, basically just to encompass where the tanks are and the main building, so that people can build outside of the zone and not inside. Would you? Oh, I have more. I can get them. Or if you just removed it, you can copy paste. It doesn't have a set spot. Okay. I'll come put one down. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, I'll come put one down later. Yeah, that's fine. But no, the one part that I've been wondering is, since I'm making it to where they can't build inside the zone, so that way they don't try to steal like components from other people by connecting to refineries or to assemblers or whatever.
Fuel critical.
Would doing that, should I still try to connect the connectors in the garage up to the inventory side? Or should we put like drop-off connectors on the parking lot that's connected to the inventory and make the garage just a building platform? My only thing is, are we going to trust them enough to not connect and try to steal other people's parts? That's where I'm concerned. I know our community's
No energy.
going to be pretty good about it, and they'll ask questions and stuff like that first, but like I told Stream earlier, it only takes one. Even outside. So the way I have them set up now, the connectors in the garage aren't connected inventory-wise at all. They're just connection points. If I were to hook them up to the inventory, each connector would be similar to how the tanks and refineries are. One connector per faction. But if I leave those outside the safe zone, there's a chance somebody might come in, be able to grind down the pipes and connect two connectors to one inventory, or somebody else's inventory that has more parts to theirs. And see what I'm saying? Because I'm going to turn off building and grinding within the zone once we get done. And I'm going to bring the zone down dramatically to basically only encompass the hydrogen tanks in the main building, not the garage. like an actual delivery point, and then gotcha. Right. Right. So then I wonder if I can. I, no, it wouldn't affect us at all, but. Right. And actually, just for right now, too, I'm gonna turn off this safe zone. CC safe zone. Let me see radius wise what we got. Because if I make it like that, yeah, I'll just have to move it a little bit. That's fine. Turn off the zone. And then let's go ahead and I'm just gonna remove the safe zone for now, just to, because the effects that it's causing are giving me a headache. No, I did not. No. Yeah, I don't think I did not put them in today, but I will when we get out of here. Okay. Sorry, just answering Discord. Um. Okay, so.
No
Oh,
energy.
was that crazy? One of them. I know who you're talking about, though. Okay. So if we're gonna have that there, where would we like a drop-off point? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. do still have a lot of room over here. Let me see. Because your starter trucks don't have connectors on them, I noticed. Well, they also don't have a whole bunch of storage, and people aren't going to have that much. But, yeah. Yeah. No, you can make a medium cargo out of them. Right. That's fair. So I'm trying to think of the standard size of like one of the other things. Well, I can bring in my Scorpion too. I think it's 3s. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I can't remember. It's been a while.
Fuel critical.
Yeah, if I put the connectors basically right in front of the tanks on this side of the walkway, they should have plenty of space to get in and out. Especially the ones closer to the building. Because that'll just allow me to run those pipes directly up into their... Yeah. Because I think the first one is the admin one. I gotta follow my lines here. Yeah, the one closest to the building is the admin tank. So all the other ones will be fine. And they are 4 apart, so that should be enough for most rovers.
No energy.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you got. Right. Okay. I gotcha. Yeah. Do you remember what they're called? Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, weapon mods are definitely something I would look into just for, I guess, variation. Pretty much. Which is uranium. Or platinum. One of the two. Yeah. When was the last time it was updated? 1 year. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, King's one of those ones that I don't have an issue using his stuff. So Razortron is the original mod author. So let's see if he put one on yet. Maybe that's why King hasn't updated his. Of course, assault weapons pack is first thing that pops up. Somebody else put Star Wars stuff on here as well. SE modder. Yeah. Okay. Right. Here. Just so everybody else can see what I'm looking at here. Oh, yeah. But this is basically what I'm looking at. The rebalanced one is the one Naria sent, suggested. Hi, Cordo. How you doing? Yeah. Yeah, the Twitch side can't see YouTube's chat in the chat, only on screen. Which is weird because Twitch doesn't integrate with other chats, but YouTube does. First time caller, long time listener. Yeah, I'd say long time listener. What, 2-3 years at this point? Yeah. Smith has weapons on here. Yeah, they don't do a whole lot with the mod.io stuff. They do more Steam stuff because a lot of theirs use scripts. Their turrets and all that. God, some of these, the person... it's nothing like but a blank white screen that you can barely see what they were trying to build. Okay. What's this hand weapons mini pack? Oh. Just 3 guns.
A Halo weapons pack and a Star Wars weapons pack, and what was the other one I was looking at?
No, I'm with Nari tonight, Nicor.
Additional hand weapons was one that I was looking at. So,
I think might have to turn them up a little bit. There we go.
oh, am I not coming through well?
Oh no, it was on my side. I had stuff turned down for when we were doing Arc, and I've been trying to adjust it ever since, because that game is loud as shit. Yeah, and of course that it was just quiet, so I just turned you up more. You should be fine now, though.
Okay. And that is not quite the right place.
Yeah, 3 guns and the hand weapons mini pack. Nice to see.
It's a mini pack.
Well, I guess.
I
Definitely is. Let's see.
Be at the end of the road.
There's a door pack, apparently. Let me go back to the weapon stuff. Doom Guy's railgun. Nice.
Yeah.
Why do people
was.
insist on putting, like, blank or bright white screens for pictures?
They probably just didn't realize it.
Probably
So-
not, but...
And there's a 70% nerf Star Wars weapons.
There's laser weapons.
Yeah.
Directed energy.
The problem with that is that they don't require any ammo, and I'm not sure if we want that or not. They're straight power.
Oh, hold on.
Weapons.
It's not even able to be used.
Oh, is it broken?
Please remove this mod. You directly transferred it from Steam and it has PC scripts. Refinalize the mod or remove it completely because you screwed over my server by having this.
Ah, well, let's not do that then.
Yep.
But
I
there's
think that's the
also
one Groundline suggested at one point too.
possibly it's a fairly solid laser weapon pack on Steam, and
Yeah.
there might not be a lot of lasers on Mod.io. So, but there's like Dune hand weapons, and
I see glow weapons.
yeah, well, the glow weapons have a couple of different offshoots.
Oh, okay.
So one of them is the Star Wars weapons. One of them is the Dune weapons.
Gotcha.
And then he's got the basic framework. So
Star Wars weapon mod test. Energy ammo generators. But you don't have the energy guns. Get it up close finished. Hey, we're working on it. I already got the tanks and pipes to those done. Taking a quick break to look at weapon mods.
Which, did the server crash at all last night, Nicor?
Yeah.
Season 2?
Yeah, you.
Because we lost all of our progress from last night. Everything we did last night is gone.
Yeah. Not sure what happened exactly. Oh god.
I missed the ground again. God damn it.
Pitch black in here. Whoever built this place forgot the lights.
Wonder who that could have been.
No idea.
Although, now that you mention it, I don't think I added any additional lights to the mines either, so they might be too.
Might be part of the problem. Not that I saw it was still on when I went to bed. That's fair. It was up when I got in tonight too. So I'm not sure if there was a crash and it restarted or what. Not too much progress was lost, thankfully, but enough that it was
Noticeable.
Yeah, it was kind of inconvenient. Like my tanks up here were gone, and
One of these to the
now will this go? Oh, that's almost perfect. Off by one. That kind of sucks, actually. No, it doesn't. Never mind. That is perfect.
time to take it to space and weld it together.
Huh?
Does. Well, I had to do that with the silicon mine, so just lift it up into space, cut it in half, and weld it together properly.
Sure. Check on how often it saves. I thought it was every 15 minutes. 15 or 5. Thought it was pretty standard. Just gonna have to see, really. Pretty much all you can do.
Alright. Okay.
Haven't touched computer since last night, so didn't even look. Yeah, I don't blame you there. Gonna have to see. Gee, let's go with passageways. Or do I have passageways somewhere? I thought I did. I do not. Might travel to look at the configuration. Wouldn't be a bad idea. I would just have to blueprint everything first. That way I know we don't break something. Because that would be a catastrophe.
Alright. Do it again. Now if I can remember what I did last night.
Yeah, there's the windowed. And turn it off tonight to make sure it doesn't override it. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do when I get out of it later. So I have a light there, gonna put a light there. Let me just do that real quick.
Right.
Kinda like that. Alright, bud. Have a good one.
Alright, later, Nakor.
I don't know if I should use passageways or make an actual hallway.
It's not too bright in these, or not too bad in these mines. There's actually some lights.
The actual buildings do, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. These are lit up. So, I mean,
Yeah.
unless we wanted to, like, put a searchlight on them or something. So that people could see them from further. But the antenna is set at 10K. They shouldn't need a searchlight to find it.
Right. Yeah, that was my thing, was if you need help finding it, you didn't drive around for nearly long enough. Because there's literally an antenna that is... I set them to 10K.
Right.
So, just driving around for a minute, you'll find them.
That is a really neat machine.
It is. I saw them, and I pretty much immediately fell in love with them.
I think I've got it on my list of blueprints, but I don't think I've ever dropped it into a world.
It's nice.
So I know I repiped it. The upper thingy wasn't piping it anymore.
Let's go ahead and do this.
Oh, that's what I did. That's right. Okay. Slot those in before I forget.
I don't need the height being that. Goddamn
That's
tall.
why I repiped it.
Just like that.
You also need to figure out where magnesium and nickel is going to be.
Magnesium is next to the community center, actually, just down the hill from it. Nickel, I have yet to find. Well, find a spot for. I'm thinking the
Hopefully.
other direction
Fuel
of those
low.
three. Because I'll be able to put a road to
Fuel
magnesium over here by the community center. So that'll give them a reason to go in this direction. And then I don't know why I'm flying my character over here. Just get out of the ground. Nickel. Ooh, is that supposed to be like ice? It is. Okay. I don't know why I didn't see this before. Just a random ass oasis in the middle of the field.
Hmm.
Nice.
If you wanted to put the fuel down there instead of on top of a mountain,
That's what I'm thinking.
that
Yeah.
would be
A lot of the
spot for
mountains
it.
are very hard to get to the top of. Um,
Yeah, see, I thought you had originally were saying that they were going to be in the Arctic, that they were going to have to drive all the way to the poles to get ice.
that's the original plan.
Oh, okay, that's been changed already.
Not necessarily. More of there really isn't an Arctic.
Oh,
The poles are basically mountaintops.
okay.
I've noticed.
So maybe we should put. Are there a lot of ice lakes on this planet?
Well, there are poles on the planet, but well, no, I guess it's not as mountainous as I thought. We could still do the poles thing. Yeah, I don't see a problem with that.
That's just going to be quite a hike without a flyer, so. Because how far are we from the pole? Community center?
Let me see. The closest one, I think, is this one. Looks like about 80k from there. That would make this end. I'm guessing this is the pole. About 76, 80k, yeah. So we're pretty much in the middle.
Which is good for purposes of. They could go either direction to get them, but.
Yeah.
I mean, 40k in a rover is a long way to drive.
It is.
So. And we were doing that on Ares just before we got the Deliverance up and running, trying to run ground missions to all those ore spots.
Right.
So,
We also didn't have too much on Ares as far as well, I guess we did. We'd have to travel to get materials and stuff like that.
yeah. And that's half of the reason why we decided to run 30-kilometer pipes to places.
Right. So we didn't have to do that.
Right. It might very well be worth putting the fuel station on that ice lake. And I mean, if we could find more ice lakes, I'm sure there's more than just one on this whole planet. Though if
Oh,
there
I'm
wasn't, that
sure.
would be hilarious.
Right. I haven't looked, to be honest with you.
You know?
Fuel critical.
Could you set up a store at the community center that had like basically free products, or one, I guess, but have it generate a random amount of like all the ores and have it like set on a, I don't know, 8-hour cycle or something, so it cycles through 3 times a day, with not a lot of stuff, like much less than the mines have, but like everything.
Yeah.
So So they would, if they needed, say, like 200 ingots of nickel, for example, to make a whole bunch of conveyors or something like that, whatever they would need to make motors for. You
Right.
know, if they were closer to the community center, they could come here and see if the store has nickel, and make it like super cheap at the community center. So, but you won't have the quantity of if you go all the way to the mines, and the mines will be a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely do that.
Well, I mean, that would have people coming back to the community center to check in, because
Yeah.
they'd be seeing what deals were available that day.
Right.
And I mean, even if you could put in like plushies, because everybody wants plushies. So if the store sometimes sells plushies, and sometimes high level tools, maybe,
Yeah, so I can.
or at least level 2 tools,
Right.
something a little bit better than what you can get on this planet, because level 2 needs silver, so
Right.
you would normally get that level of tool until you got to another planet.
Right. Um, so I can pretty much spawn in anything at the stores.
Mm-hmm.
Splitting up how often each one spawns will be the issue.
Do you
I'll
not
have to
have just a table that you can set the rarity on?
No, it's a general. That store checks X amount, or checks every X minutes, and then
Okay.
refills. But I can
Okay.
talk to the guy who actually created it, because
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking to him back and forth pretty much about what we are wanting to do with the server. Um, and it's similar to the whole economy aspect he has. So he's pretty much up for modifying the actual mod to fit what we need.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good.
Because
I'm
he's
glad
actually the
doing
one
that.
who allowed me to have how much I do in the stores now.
Mm-hmm.
Because before it would only get to like 300 or something, and then thanks to Keen's pricing, it would be way too.
Yeah.
Because the way Keen does it is it has to equal at least one per unit, and before it was like 300s, 200s, maybe, before the amount you could buy allowed each unit to be less than one space credit.
So you couldn't buy 10 ingots, you had to buy 100 ingots to get them at a credit apiece, type of
It
thing?
it wouldn't even spawn in more than a couple hundred, because if somebody would go to buy, say, 300 ingots, if it were to spawn any more, one ingot would equal less than one space credit at that point.
Oh.
And Keen doesn't allow it. So he actually modified it to where I can get that many for that low. But that part's kind of hard coded in, so he had to do a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
trickery.
Magic.
Yeah.
I'll be excited when you get the contracts working. Because Captain Arthur couldn't get them to work in Ares, so.
So the difference between that and the one this guy has,
Fuel
Mhm.
critical.
I think this guy's isn't running off of the actual API. It's running like a custom scenario almost.
Hmm.
So the mod itself is keeping track of everything. Where I think Captain Arthur, who did Ares, was trying to have Keen's contract stuff work with everything.
Me.
He does it a different way, basically.
Okay.
And I mean, he has it on a couple of his servers already, so I
He knows
imagine they work.
It's working.
Yeah.
They don't actually work. It's just a troll. He keeps sending people to go do missions, and they get there and it's broke.
Right.
This one go. Fine. Are we putting Nicor in charge of the big ship this time?
We can.
I mean, I've built one, Eisen's built one, you've built one.
That's
Nicor kind of built one. Because, I mean, despite the fact that the Huntsman was our second large ship, that was really a capital ship for a faction, is what it was.
Right.
And, I mean,
It was small enough to be a corvette, or a gunship, but it held everything we needed.
right. One, two, 5.
Let's see. Let's just run these all 3 wide. I think that is a little long. Actually, I'm probably about to screw myself here, but let me see. Let's get rid of this line here. Spectator. Where you at? Not a bad place. Yeah, that'll line up with all of them. So let's do that. Oh, God damn it. The one thing about working with stuff that's underground.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pain in the ass.
I mean, you could always lift it up and then just sink it into the ground after you're done.
That involves lifting up the entire community center.
Yeah.
Actually, let me see. Is that piston upside down? It sure as hell is. It's also just a piston, not a conveyor piston. That is
Fuel critical.
look a little funny. So with that, let's just see what this looks like. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. And then we can just bring this out a couple more. Here.
To move the antenna. That work. Actually, would that then work as a beam if I did that?
What you thinking?
I am thinking that these conveyors on the side stick out too much without any decoration on the cobalt mine, so I'm running a beam from the conveyors down to the roof of the building. But I had to move the antenna, but that's fine. That way it looks like it's connected to the building, the store building. And then maybe add a beam on the roof. To tie it into the design. So maybe. And then it's similar to the iron building, but it looks like it's heavier than the iron building.
Oh, I got you. Basically giving it like a, what's it called?
Making it look more weighty type of thing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Fuel
Doesn't have
critical.
Perfect curve, but whatever. Kind of like it. And then I'll fix the terrain issues later. Let's see how this operates. Because I can't put anything there.
And then
There'll have to be a panel here. Should be about half. Let's go with that just to see. Maximum distance.
Oh, that's going to cause a problem.
That's 0.7. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine there. If we reverse it, they can change that, but for right now, that'll work. That way they can just work out of this, do what they want to do, or be able to transfer to here and then have a garage space over there. I like it. So now I get to do it again 5 more times.
5 more times.
I love how I give myself projects.
It's perfect. Now
And
I just
then-
have to repeat it a dozen times.
Exactly.
That means it's less perfect.
I figured it out. Finally, it took me a week. Now do it again. Thankfully, it's not too hard of a design. I'm kind of just tapping into some of the conveyor lines,
Mm-hmm.
putting a piston on it, and making just a raising connector. That way, depending on what size rover they have, everybody builds different. They can just adjust as they see fit.
Right.
That one I might
Kind
not have
of.
to worry about,
Actually, that looks pretty good.
but alrighty.
I just have to remove the other ones I did. Make them all look like that.
Yeah. Of course. And this. Why?
Like I said, that one time to Eisen, where's the post-greebling mirror option?
Right.
Now that I figured out how one part of it's supposed to work, how do I make it so that the other parts all look the same without having to redo it a dozen times?
How could I make this look like this without doing it 40 other times?
Right. Okay. Got it. Base. Tip. I mean, there is ways to do it, because you can copy blocks and weld them, copy sections and weld them. You just place them together, they stick to each other, but it's kind of fiddly with the way that...
I was going to say, to be honest, I've only ever gotten that to work once. I've never
gotten
been
to
able
work. To do it more often by accident than on purpose.
Like,
Fuel
I've
critical.
tried building the solar panels, like the solar towers.
Mhm. Right?
I'll disconnect the starting one from the base, take the blueprint, do what I need to do, and then go to install it on another one, and it never like sticks or locks into place. I don't know what it is.
I didn't even know it was possible until I did it by accident, so...
I mean, on the Ares thing, that's how Eisen did most of those solar towers.
Was copy and pasted them together?
Yeah. when we got rid of the power line thing.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I know you can do it, but it's kind of fiddly. It doesn't ever work when I want it to, and works more often than not when I don't.
Right.
There must be a technique to it, because he's played for a long time. Certainly compared to me. I forget exactly how long you've played, but I've been...
I forget how many hours I have.
Well, I've got 3,400 hours, 3,500 hours in it. But I mean, I just started playing this last year.
Right.
So that's all hours within a year. He's been playing 4 years. I think he has gone back far enough that they didn't have planets.
Yeah.
Because some of the things when I was talking to him about that Land Raider, some of the things I was saying is like, well, why the hell did they do this? Oh, well, those parts didn't exist at that point in time.
Right.
I'm like, really? Okay,
Yeah, that's
well, I guess, but
that's kind of the funny part. Why are you being all broken? You have nothing around your piston head. Stop it. I mean, I guess you technically do, but there's no reason why you should be being that picky.
two, three.
Is it the windows?
It might be because they're
No.
kind of quirky. You could reverse the windows and put them behind it.
No,
Because
this
it looks like you've
piston's-
got all the... Oh, the piston was just funky? Because it was
No,
like, it
it's
looks
just
like you have the
being
windows on the same side as the piston.
I do.
You can move them back a block and reverse them.
Energy
So
low.
they're shaded the same, but they're on the block behind it instead.
No, this piston's just being very funky. I don't know what's going on with it.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Those are going to have to go up higher. Because the refinery area is so large. The legs that I put on the store part do not work. So, what does this do actually have up here? 150mm turret. Yeah. Gonna put my artillery turret back up there because that uses metal grids.
That works.
Like I said, I was trying to place things that used grids on it, so. But
Okay, so
he
this
messed up something again. Or at least made something far more inconvenient.
Why is that?
Turrets no longer place with their barrels.
Really?
So you have to try, so you have to try to remember what the base looks like to remember which way the turret is supposed to be pointing.
Hmm.
So,
Fuel critical.
kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. Oh, I'm not so sad about our loss of progress last night. This is looking a lot better than it did previously.
That's pretty much how I was about the hydrogen tanks. It was more of an inconvenience than anything.
Yeah. So, go. I mean, yeah, it kind of sucked that they went away, but they're.
Kind of worked out for the best in a way.
I kind of know what I did, so I started with that, and then I had another idea that was like, well, maybe this will look good. This and like that, and then I can go down, I think. Hmm. I need sunlight back.
Turns out voxels are kind of a pain in the ass.
Yes, yes, they are.
That's what was causing my mishap.
Oh, okay. They were in your way, huh?
They were technically within the bounds of the piston itself. Whoops.
There's. I do.
That is 6. I only want 5 of these, but whatever. I will get rid of one of them.
I'll just leave it. Confuse everyone.
Why is there a 6th one and only 5 factions? Wouldn't you like to know? Kind of why we asked.
One of them has a secret prize.
Right.
The prize may or may not be a warhead.
And that's just only on activation. Okay. So let's
Energy
get
low.
this shaped a little better because I do not want. Yeah, that can work. I don't mind a little dip. Now we need.
Energy critical.
I need a button. Well, button pen.
Button, who's got button? I'd have to do it there to get it shaped right.
Fuel critical.
Yeah, let's do these.
So is there anything besides motors that uses nickel that you can think of offhand?
That's actually a very good question. Tubes don't use it, do they?
No. The only thing I can think of that is used for nickel offhand is motors. Now, pretty much everything has motors in it, but
Apparently hangar doors use nickel.
they
So
use
there's
nickel for motors.
Motors, yeah.
So,
Let's see, components. 30 by 113 ammo uses it. 40 millimeter Bofors use it. Detector components use nickel.
so I could use.
Power cells also use nickel. Not much, less than one, but still. Actually, metal goods do use nickel.
Yeah,
So do medical components.
but those also use cobalt and silver
Right.
respectively, so I was going to use them for those.
Oh yeah, for sure. Solar cells are one. They also use silicon.
Yeah. I
And
couldn't
then-
find some place to put a solar tower on the silicon mine.
And then Vulcan rounds. Those all use nickel. We can definitely do it there.
I could probably do something with detector components and batteries.
Yeah.
Have a bunch of batteries over there and a bunch of ore detectors.
Right.
Maybe make some satellite style ore detectors, the ones that spin.
Okay, so now is where my spider web of pipes
No
is
energy.
gonna be shown here.
Yeah. Because I'm
'Cause-
almost done with the cobalt mine, so gonna do nickel next. So
So faction 1 is third from the right.
you've got 6 hydrogen tanks too. That's why I was confused last night.
Yeah,
Well,
I
could you-
have one extra of everything, minus the connectors, for admin use and testing and
Oh, okay.
just that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. You kept talking about 5 sets of this and 5 sets of that, and
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was 5 plus admin. So I can't turn this down. Good, that was annoying me.
Oh, it's just right here. There we go. That should be basic controls for everybody. Docking, power on, off, reverse,
Fuel
Turn around again.
critical.
and then just turn it off wherever. That's it.
You want it to stay?
Yeah. Because even if you turn it on and off, it should still do power or transfer materials, right?
Right. It just won't move. Well, actually, now that you say that, machines that are off won't transfer materials through them.
That is a good point.
So maybe you should see before, because do you have the option to just put a rotor lock button in it? Do pistons have a rotor lock?
Not that I'm aware of. It's just on or off.
Yeah, I don't think they have a stop button.
No.
So
It's normally what you would do is increase and decrease maximum and minimum distances.
and you could do that on buttons. Have one button set to increase the distance, one to decrease it, and then one button for reverse. The big red button for reverse, and then
Well, because I have the connector on it. So I would need like 2 sets of button panels for each each connector.
use
I'm
the
just
Sci-Fi
gonna-
4-button panel.
I could.
Or
I'm just
does
gonna-
the new panels we have more buttons? Actually, one of
No.
the new panels we got is just a control panel. Well,
Yeah.
that wouldn't work right because you need the buttons for, because you wouldn't have access to a control panel.
Right.
Um,
I don't know. Let me see. I'll mess around with this sci-fi one, see what I can. Then we'll need Faction 1 connector to switch lock. Faction 1 piston, reverse. Actually, you can just do increase and decrease velocities. That'll stop it in its tracks. And then just set the limit. If you want a different limit, do it that way.
No energy.
yeah, I guess you could decrease the velocity to 0 when it's at the position you want it at or close to.
Right.
So
Faction 1 piston, what is your velocity at? Negative 0.5. Let's just make you 0. I have your min set, so reverse. Let's increase velocity. Yeah. And it's not like it goes up fast enough. To even do anything. So
excuse me.
that'll be set then. So we have reverse, increase velocity, decrease velocity, switch that connector. Okay. Numpad 1,
So-
text.
Do you remember how big this planet is?
Max size. As far
So
as
120
I remember.
120 kilometers.
That I do believe so. Why?
I was just trying to think of how many mines we need to cover the planet.
So
Did you have a number in mind, or?
no, not off the top of my head.
Because I mean, if you want to do it McDonald's style,
Oh hell no. Not that many. I was thinking like maybe 4. Well, not 4 the whole planet, but maybe like 4 per hemisphere. So you'd have like 4 iron mines north and south, all that kind of stuff. Ooh. Thanks, space engineers. Just
Four
crash.
and-
Okay.
yeah.
Awkward enough. Stream's still going though, so that's good.
I just saved the world, so just in case it propagates across the servers.
Yeah.
Um. So 4 of each mine in each hemisphere. So there would be 4 iron mines in the northern hemisphere, 4 iron mines in the southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
So that's 20.
Well, 8 mines per.
Well,
That
we've got
might-
5
that
on
might
this
be a
planet.
lot.
Yeah, we've got 5 mines on this planet.
So far.
Well, that should be all of everything we need: nickel, iron, silicon, cobalt, magnesium.
Yeah.
That's all that we are having on this planet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Silver
so that's
and gold are going to be space, and then uranium on Pike.
I thought it was silver and gold on the next planet,
Pike?
Pike, and then uranium and platinum on
Asteroids.
Helios.
Helios. Could. Definitely could be how it is.
Because I mean, then you would still have to go to those planets if you put platinum and stuff in space. Then
Yeah.
we're never gonna have to go back down to the planet.
Right. I'm trying to think of what uses platinum that they would be able to salvage from ships.
Missiles.
Not very much, but yeah.
Well, not enough to make a thruster,
Right.
but that's really all platinum is used for on ships is thrusters and missiles. There might be some of the. Well, we don't have the weapon replacer mod on mod IO, I don't think, right?
The fuck?
Now that's the other world
Right. Hold on.
because
Something's weird.
that's the world from last night.
I literally hit continue. Let me see what the hell's going on here.
Because I had thrown down the nickel mine and the magnesium mine
Right.
just to as markers, and then I colored the hydrogen tanks and put flames on
There
top.
are
and-
2 torches up. Wait, is there? There is.
Okay, well, I'm making a copy of this cobalt mine here real quick.
Well, stay in the one you're at.
Okay.
Because that's the one I'm going to keep up. I'm going to shut down the other one. I don't know what happened that there are 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm connected in that one. You're connected in this one. So I'm going to shut mine down. You did save in that one, right?
Yeah, right after you crashed, I hit /save.
Okay. Just in case this stops both of them. Because I think that's what's going on is one
So
of
I
them.
can do another save real quick before you.
Yeah, go ahead and do one real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
It has been freshly saved.
I'm stopping the one I am in. Yours is still running.
Seems like it. It
Okay.
hasn't kicked me out yet.
Do another save really quick.
Got it?
Okay. Just in case, because if they're running off the same save file, I want that server to be the latest one that it pulls. Cancel. Now if I go to join again, it's probably gonna say canceled. Oh, nope, there's password.
Showing connected.
Yeah.
Showing you're connected to us, to me.
We basically had two servers running off the same save file. And that's why we would sometimes jump in and out of the different ones. So, that should fix that problem. Yeah, 2 players, uptime, 1 day, 3 hours, 39 minutes.
Well, that looks like the world you were working on.
That is. This is the one you're in. Beautiful.
Yes,
So
it is.
this should be the only one.
Hopefully. Can you remove that other save file altogether?
That's what I'm looking at, is to see what open file location. I'm gonna see if I can find the actual saves. Yeah, because there's the 3 you just did, and then 1 more. We should be okay now.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to allow it to open and run twice.
I don't know either. It obviously made a copy before last night's
Okay,
stream.
so I see what happened. I had one up and running, or if it was already up and running, and I hit the shortcut again, it will start up another torch instance. So it
If
might
you
have
hit what?
actually.
What
So you know how
shortcut?
you
The
have the-
continued?
No, you know how you have like a game shortcut on your desktop?
Uh-huh.
Torch has the same thing to bring up the actual UI and stuff for the server. So if you hit it a second time or do it again while the first one's minimized, it will open a second one.
Okay.
So that's just what we gotta watch. I'll just let Nakor know, and he'll know to keep an eye out for it.
Right.
Me and him are really the only two that mess with it, and I know Eisen hopped in once to fix something, and Toxic will hop in if he needs to. Well, that should be solving that problem. We'll just have to double check ourselves, that's all.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Let me move my chat back over here so I can see people. Beautiful. Now we can get back to this. Oh, I was naming things, that's right. Wish I could copy individual blocks and how they're set up.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Oops. Okay, damn it.
You break it already? You've only been in for a minute.
No. I'm used to build vision at this point and
Oh, yeah.
completely got out of the menu to go to the next one, forgetting that you can just hit numpad 3 up at the top.
Thought I was gonna cut the mine in half last night. Had just one of those moments of like, oh, this block is red when I'm trying to cut it. Well, that means I shouldn't cut it until I figure out what it's connected to. The build vision thing.
Yep.
And I went like 2 or 3 minutes before I realized like, oh wait, this is non-build vision. Red just means that it's highlighted for some reason.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right,
Fuel
I think.
critical. No
Yeah,
energy.
that's right. Okay. No, the spider legs on the tall building still aren't working quite right. Store building one legs are working out well, but let's try. Yes.
Faction 2 is just to the left. And then 5 is here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looks like. Oddly enough, that works.
Oh, did you ever decide on the asteroid density?
I have not. Because I figure if there's no mining, I don't think it really matters how much there is.
Well, I was just
It'd be
thinking
more for base defense than anything.
if you put it down to light asteroids, then that would be less voxels that they would have to load in space. There would still be a few asteroids for people who wanted to build bases up there,
Right.
but they wouldn't be as thick as normal, so people wouldn't have to load as many in space. Then if I do this, does that work?
Yeah, I mean, we can keep it lower. That doesn't bother me at all.
Well, because there's normal density, which I think this world is still on, because we probably haven't changed it. High density, low density, and none.
Right.
So... I think there might be Star Wars density too, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Star Wars density.
Where hand goes into the asteroid field, it's like, you're not thinking of hiding in an asteroid field. They'd be
Oh,
crazy to
yeah.
follow us. So, I mean, those asteroids are ridiculously dense.
Yeah, you can barely fit a ship through them.
Right. So... Closer, maybe. Maybe I'm not as close to getting the nickel mine up as I thought I was.
Why is that?
Oh, just trying to figure out how I want to finish off the cobalt mine. These things are not looking right. Because I did, over on the store part, I did some legs that I had to actually bring them out one more block because of the windows.
Fuel critical.
And so I ended up doing a curve
No energy.
with the slope blocks, the 2-3 slope blocks,
Right.
and the normal 45s. And it ended up looking really good on the short building. Looks like they're really supportive and really heavy duty. So now I'm trying to do something similar on the large building where the refineries are, and I think I'm on, whoops, there goes a window. I'm on like the 6th iteration of making support legs, and they're just not coming out right. They're either looking too flimsy or like they should have another piece to them awkwardly that Space Engineers doesn't allow.
That's one thing Space Engineers is kind of good for.
Yeah, this is true. So, I mean, you learn to work around it sometimes, but sometimes the blocks just prevent you from doing what you need to do.
It does get annoying after a while.
Mm-hmm.
I want
let's see
to
if
do
these-
this kind of design, but the damn game won't let me.
Yep. I wonder if I could make a mobile grinding pit on like a semi.
I wouldn't see why not, to be honest with you.
Get some sort of crane attached to like the front part, and the trailer would be basically just a grinding pit.
I could see it.
I can kind of envision it in my head. It's a matter of whether or not we can make it work.
So you can have the crane as more of basically just a grinder on a stick.
Yeah.
Is basically what you're saying.
No, the crane I was thinking of as a lifting arm to lift pieces up into the trailer,
Oh,
and the trailer itself would be a grinding pit. I know we could do a grinder on a stick. That wouldn't be hard.
no.
Uh,
I
I
could
was
definitely
thinking-
see it.
Yeah, like I said, I can kind of envision how it's supposed to work. It's just a case of whether or not we can make it functional.
Right.
Because I've got a great little recycling plant idea to break stuff down into actual ingots. But that it's all large grid. So either have to get the parts onto a trailer that we need, which the flagship was enough of a problem, but it was kind of the right design.
Right.
The flagship that I was building for Ares, the semi.
Yeah.
Flag Mobile Command Center. I was trying to name it after the Knight Rider one, but I just was always calling it flagship in my head, which is not the same thing. But anyways,
yeah, close enough.
I had a semi with a large grid, basic refinery, and assembler. I rotored on in the trailer.
You showing me that.
Yeah, I showed you guys pictures of it. But it was kind of problematic. I think I needed to adjust the rotor limits. I think I had them set too small. I could barely turn in it.
Yeah.
So something like that would be nice to build. But that's what I was thinking of, making that into like that type of ship. That type of mobile grinding pit where
Gotcha.
got a tractor and trailer, and
no energy.
the trailer is basically the grinding pit. Because I mean, if we built it correctly, we could detach it. So we wouldn't always have to drag the grinding pit around with us if we needed the crane for something, for example.
Right, just move it around, drop it off somewhere, and go about your day.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea, to be honest with
So. Now, Nakor said he also had an idea of a vehicle he wanted to build, which would serve kind of the same function.
Okay.
So, but he was thinking of an all large grid vehicle. Well, I was thinking of a small, large hybrid.
I mean, hell, that starting truck from season 1, I have a full trailer with it.
Oh,
Granted, it was kind of meant for aerodynamics, so it has a runway off the top of it that folds out. But, I mean,
yeah, I think you showed us that one time, the trailer.
Little weird, but, I mean, that's kind of shit you just figure out.
I was just thinking of one, I love semis, so I was thinking about building a semi to tool around in.
Oh, yeah.
And the other is, having a mobile grinder pit is nice, but if that's your only vehicle for a while, you don't want to have to drag the whole grinder pit with you.
Exactly.
So if it was detachable, then we could leave it behind when we didn't need it.
Yeah, if you're just going out maybe to one of the stores to buy material or going to see somebody's base or something like that, you could just drop it and go.
Right. You don't want to drag the entire mobile grinding whatever.
Exactly.
However far you want something at the very least smaller and lighter, and while we'll probably have cars,
Oh yeah. Everybody will probably make their own little buggy or something.
Right. But I mean, for a while, when we get started, we won't have a ton of vehicles.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna have like 2 or 3 vehicles per faction, and that's on the heavy side.
Right. So, like I said, I was kind of thinking of how we could make it multi-purpose. Something that you didn't need to drag the entire thing around. So maybe we'll see if we can get that to work.
Definitely a good idea. I'm all
Maybe
for
we'll line the other side, half of this cobalt mine with explosive barrels.
it. Yeah.
God damn it, I literally just removed the weather. Stop that.
Is it foggy or something over by you?
Thunderstorm.
That's funny because it's clear as shit over here at the community center, and I think you're like 6K away.
Yeah.
I should be able to see those storm clouds.
Well, at least it's only light rain this time.
That's fair.
So, I saw one over by you, so I was seeing lightning, or at least I was seeing lightning off in the distance. I assumed it was by you. It was when you were fiddling with stuff out of Space for Engineers, so.
Ah. Nope. Was not me. Actually.
Now I can't remember what I did with the other half in the other one either.
Mm-hmm. That would be a good time to put these in.
I could hook up the thruster. Then that would give me forward momentum.
I don't know what
Fuel
I'm doing
critical.
there yet.
No energy.
Oops.
Then hide some. Put a advanced rotor
And did that. Intensity can be brought down. Beautiful.
I just tried to build vision it again. Like, I've got this rotor. I'll just use my build vision to lock it. No.
I've done it many times already.
Oh yeah. Make it. Stopped. There you go. That should complete. The only problem with it like that is that, yeah, I'm gonna have to build around the base of it, I guess. I guess that's not terrible, but
Not the
I did.
worst case scenario.
But I did have it so that it was sitting on the ground before. But
Yeah.
you know, I'm going to stick an H2 generator somewhere just to fuel the thing. And then see if your witchcraft works.
My witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
Go talk to Crunch, see how he thinks about people thinking his stuff's witchcraft. I don't think he'll mind.
Oh, I was talking about the overridden thruster on a rotor.
Oh yeah, no, that is 100% witchcraft. No doubt about it.
Right. Okay, is it lit? It is lit, so not that I'm surprised that hydrogen is able to get to it from 1 block away, but just making sure.
Weirder stuff has happened.
Yep. Okay. And your witchcraft is failing to work.
Do you have a attack block on it?
No. Do I need to put a AI controller attack block on it too? To make it override?
I don't think you necessarily. Let me think.
I mean, I could rebuild your antenna, but
Yeah,
I was
so
just
you'll
planning
need-
on. I guess I'll put a defensive lock on it and see if.
It'll be an offensive and maybe an AI flight at most. But at that point, it's only going to fire when it senses something flying within that 2.5K. So your override will not work with that. Not all the time, anyway.
And does the defensive block have to detect enemies, or can it detect everybody?
You want it as offensive.
Enemies and neutrals. The offensive block?
Yes. And then put it to intercept.
Oh, I was thinking flee.
You could.
The defensive.
The way my radar works
Fuel critical.
is you have it as offensive block, and when it
No
targets
energy.
an enemy within its range, every time the rotor gets to the point that it's pointing at the target, it fires the thruster. And then there's another event controller that senses the thrusters override and does a whole bunch of other things. But the offensive you can set to intercept, and it'll fire every time it's pointed directly at an enemy. It's kind of a visual cue and
But the defensive block doesn't need
Trigger.
to point at an enemy. It just needs to detect it.
correct, because you can set the radius, what it senses as a threat, all that kind of stuff.
Well, so I was thinking of enemies and neutrals with
Yeah.
power, just for example. Flee trigger always to set it to flee away from target even.
Yeah, I mean, I think it asks for a general GPS.
Well, you can set it up to flee to a GPS, or you can set it to just run away.
Oh, they changed that then, because that wasn't an option when I did my radar.
Okay.
It was like it would force you to put a GPS in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking that it did, but I was just looking in the defensive block, and it's got now the option to flee to a GPS or just away from target.
Yeah, that's new.
And you can have a distance of how far to flee from the target. Up to 50,000 kilometers away. So, like, if you really want to run the hell away. Like, what?
Sweet fucking Jesus. Yeah. Honestly, if you put that bitch all the way up and just have it always playing, it's probably just going to be always on because it's within that 50K of this space.
Yeah.
I wonder if that'll be the case.
Toggle block on. Detect. That is still not on, but
Alright, well, these people have drop-off connectors. I need to put a post showing that that's what those are.
Hmm. I'm not sure how to get it to work, so I'm gonna leave it in if you have time to play with it tomorrow before you get started on the community center.
Yeah.
See if we can make it work. I just basically want the thruster to fire just pretty much all the time, just to have to show up on the whole bolt line. And if you have any ideas for the other building, you can see what I kind of did with the store building, with the
Right.
legs and stuff. But I'm getting too tired to think properly, so.
I am going to be joining you on that. Yeah, I'll just put a regular battery down here. I may ask for you and Eisen's help actually decorating this fucking thing.
The community center? Okay.
Yeah. Just because I'm almost done with the functional side, but it is a massive place to greeble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was just trying to get the mines done first,
Oh no, you're good. Yeah,
Because-
that's why I didn't say anything.
because you were working on
No
the community
energy.
center, so I was working on the mines that we could get everything done faster.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
And
Just
then I was
whenever.
gonna- Then I was going to see if you needed any help. That was the plan. To see what else you needed after I got the mines done. But I was trying to build a nuclear trifoil for the uranium base.
Yeah.
That was not going well. So it is very difficult to duplicate that shape in Space Engineers.
Oh, I believe it.
And I started out with a 25 block circle for the center, but then that would have meant the outer wings of the symbol would have been 100 blocks away. It would have been 100 block. I guess it would have been a 100 block radius station, so it would have been 200 blocks in diameter. And it was just like, and that was one thing, but the other thing was this: I couldn't get those fin things to get shaped right. So
Yeah, that's one thing I'm not the greatest at, but I can, if I sit there and mess with it for long enough, I can usually figure it out.
yeah, I could probably get it with enough sloped, or like the slopes, the 2-1 slopes.
Right.
I could probably get it, but man, that is going to take forever to get looking right. So I kind of dropped it until we have enough of this stuff together that, the rest is just basically waiting for the launch date. Because I could probably spend the next month on just trying to get it to work, and then we wouldn't get anything else done.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
So So I've got a question for you. You were
Yep.
talking about platinum on this planet before.
Yep.
Do you have a plan for that? Because
As-
hacking chips need platinum.
Platinum, honestly, was one of those ones I was second guessing on where to fully put,
Mm-hmm.
because you can get platinum from
Rockets, for example.
yeah,
And I
which
think there's
a lot
a couple
of
of other
these,
things.
which a
Right.
lot of the stations will have. Even the ground-based ones are probably gonna have some rockets.
Right.
It was one of those ones that I was debating on putting on an asteroid.
Yeah, I like it on an asteroid, but I also kind of like it on Helios.
Right. To give you a reason to go over there.
Right. Could just put uranium on Helios.
Could. And put platinum over on Pike.
Well, no, do platinum in an asteroid and uranium on Helios.
Yeah.
Pike would be gold and silver,
Yeah.
the second tier stuff. Basically, is
Well, 'cause
gold
you're
and
gonna
silver?
You're gonna get gold and silver from like superconductors and stuff from ships. And
Right, but a lot of the atmospheric ships won't have a jump drive, so you won't get
That's
much.
true. Yeah.
They'll
Even the
be
space ones, only a certain amount of them have jump drives.
right,
That's if you don't blow them apart while fighting it.
right. They're gonna get tons of silver because pretty much all of these have a medical bay in them.
Yeah.
So silver is really not going to be that big of an issue.
No.
Not after you take the first couple of bases or ships.
Right.
But gold will be much more difficult to get because it's basically just gravity generators and jump drives. And
Fuel
while
critical.
a high percentage of the ships have gravity
No
generators,
energy.
only a small percentage of them have jump drives. But I completely lost my train of thought. Something platinum.
Only specific ones will have like platinum and stuff like that on it.
But yeah, rockets have uranium and platinum. I don't know. I
Mess
mean,
around
maybe
with it.
we should just keep uranium and platinum on Helios so they have some reason to go there.
Yeah.
So if they want to build
Because
space
normally you're not getting platinum.
until you get to space,
Right.
and then it's the luck of the draw of when you find it.
Right, because it's only in asteroids, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because you have silver on the moon, and then Mars is a conglomeration of everything, minus uranium and platinum.
yeah. Uranium and platinum are only in space. All the other resources, under normal circumstances, are on the planets.
Right.
Gold, silver, cobalt, nickel, magnesium, iron, and whatever one I forgot. Magnesium. No, I said magnesium. Silicon.
Yeah.
So, because I think there's only 9 ores in Space Engineers. It sounds right. Platinum, uranium, only in space. Gold, silver, cobalt, nickel, iron, silicon, and magnesium. That's everything, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, 9 ores. Normally there's 7 on a planet and 2 in space. So we're putting 5 on this planet and 2 on each of the others. That seems about right. It would be kind of nice to take Cobalt, but you couldn't get off the planet without it, so.
Right.
So. And just have, the stuff you get from dirt on the starter planet. Iron, silicon, nickel, and magnesium. Magnesium and cobalt are the secondary basic resources. Iron, nickel, and silicon are your most basic
Main.
resources that you get
Yeah.
out of dirt.
With magnesium, if anything.
Yeah. Magnesium, cobalt being the secondaries is what I was saying. And then gold and silver are the beginning of the want to haves, not have to haves.
Right.
So.
I mean,
and
even
uranium.
most of the firepower that you're going to get is going to be iron, nickel, maybe some cobalt, but most of the guns are going to be basic materials.
Yeah, most of the guns is iron and nickel and magnesium.
Right.
So, which, depending on the Star Wars weapons, they might have more ammo that requires uranium and requires platinum to shoot.
Yeah, just going to have to see.
Mm-hmm.
The little rover has some get up to it.
Yeah. I haven't adjusted the speed limit or anything on it.
Yeah,
I
they
left
can
that
do
for people to adjust because that's pretty much personal preference. I just
Exactly.
gave it brakes and power, so
Right.
everything else I figured was
Fuel
more
critical.
personal than. I did set up the wheels correctly so that you don't flip over the first time you drive it, so I did that much, but I didn't adjust steering angles or power or height or anything like that, so
Makes sense.
yeah. It's perfectly functional as it lays. It's just and then it has room to customize it.
Right. Which is
What
fine.
it is. Yeah, because I don't know about you, but I hate the rovers where people have like saved them before they've done any setup. So
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
like all basic, just as you place them on the side.
Right.
So wheels aren't. Every time you try to drive them, all the wheels try to break, and then you flip over. All the wheels go, and you wheelie onto your back.
I love that.
So the wheels are all set at 20-degree angles, and there's like 10 of them, so they lock up and clang and send you to space when you try to turn.
Pretty much.
So, yeah. So I set it up as being a basic functional rover. And so then everything else people can work with. But it will work right out of the gate. It's just not super customized. Like if somebody wants to lower the speed and lower the suspension strength so they get a real grippy rover, or if they want to raise the strength and raise the speed into ludicrous so they can get a racing rover, or
Yeah, they can
How-
do all that themselves.
yeah. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Is like I made it functional to where you can just use it right out of the gate without any problems, but it's not optimized.
Right. Nope, it works as it's intended. That's all that matters.
Gave it a gyroscope. But
It's more than they deserve.
But yeah, and lots of power, so they shouldn't have any problems. So,
Oh, that'll be fine.
and it's an interesting build challenge to build, a starter vehicle, especially if you're in creative, because you're just like, well, one block is
Right.
easy to put down
Yeah.
as the next.
Yeah, you definitely have to realize what you're putting down and how much of it.
Right. Because I almost put the 2x1 batteries on
Right.
there, the pretty much standard Night Owl batteries, but I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, yeah, that's only like 10 power cells, but that's not a starter vehicle. That's a
Yeah.
normal vehicle.
Right.
You put those batteries on. Wasn't there a small battery? I could have swore I saw it. Oh yeah, there is a little tiny one. Oh, it's got 19 days of power. That'll be fine. That's
Exactly.
I'm not going to quibble about it more with the tiny battery with a quarter charge having 19 days worth of power.
Right. I mean,
But-
to be fair, that's one of the smallest batteries we have in the server, so
It is the smallest battery. It's the 1x1 Night Owl.
right.
It's super duper tiny. I mean,
Well, and
they're-
plus in a modded server, I am kind of for showing off the actual mods a little bit with the starting vehicle.
Mhm.
So, like, you have the MA spotlights on here.
yeah.
They see immediately we have those. They can see we have the Night Owl batteries. I don't think this cryopod is standard, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Never mind.
So everything
Um,
else is vanilla. It's only
right.
the battery and the lights that are mods.
But even so, seeing the couple mods that we have being used on it, it somewhat lets them know, in case they haven't read the actual mod list,
Yeah.
that they can see it and be like, oh, well, I know I can use those now.
I mean, I did think about using one of the cockpits we have. We had something. I have to get off the couch first because I can't obviously build while I'm sitting on the couch.
Why not?
Yeah,
That's the best
all we
way.
had was exactly. But all we have is Colts, so those don't really
Yeah.
work with small grids. I did grab the console for small grid and tried to put it on it, but it doesn't work.
Right.
So, and there's no piping on it, so I couldn't even use that. And everything else was guns. I think that's it. We've got batteries, lights, and guns. Right?
Pretty
Is there
much.
anything? Because I don't think.
We don't have the small parts pack, I don't think.
No, we don't. But yeah. So I didn't think there was anything else that was really modded that
Would be
Fit.
useful.
would be useful. Because I mean, we've got hangars, but those aren't going to be useful on a rover. So, and the maglevs. But
They could if you
again,
make one big enough.
Yeah.
Like a transport rover. I wonder who's gonna do that first. Basically a C-130 on wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have like a rover or two come out the back end. Or off to the side.
Probably Eisen.
I don't know if you've seen the size of the roads, but they're fucking massive.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to do whatever you want.
Yeah, really that's it. We've got those force field hangars and guns. Guns and lights and batteries is all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
for
that's
mods.
it so far.
Yeah.
Fucking fog, no way.
So yeah, couldn't really put any more modded blocks on, but I'm happy with how it turned out. And yeah, it's nice having the mods on a starter vehicle, so you kind of see, when you come out of the gate, that it's not just vanilla. It gives you that push to look through the list instead of just grabbing the same blocks that you use every single time.
Right, not knowing that they're there.
Right. We need to make a post in the Discord on the ongoing conversation about why to salvage. We should mention there that if you run across a DLC block when you're salvaging it, you can cut it off and use it normally, even if you don't have the DLC.
That would be
But
a good thing to mention.
Yeah.
You just
So
can't place it.
You won't be able to build that DLC block, but if you find one and cut it off and merge it to your ship, you'll be able to use it. So, like, some of those ships that have, like, sci-fi thrusters or warfare thrusters on them,
Right.
that spawn. If you want those kind of thrusters, you're going to have to
Merge block them on.
capture the ship and move the block if you don't have the DLC.
Right.
So,
Alright. Well, I am going to cut stream here because I'm just going to look at mod.io for a minute and then go to bed.
okay.
But thank you everybody for coming out. I'm just going to end it here. If you want to see more, hit the sub, hit the follow. You know what to do. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Join the Discord. Season 2 will be here before you know it.
He is right. Join the Discord. I forgot. Can you tell how tired I am? But
Yeah.
yes, Discord is down below. It is where we will be putting all the updates and all the information for Season 2. Especially, because that's where you're going to be able to get the information to even get into the server. So join that. Plus, it's not just for Space Engineers. It is for pretty much all games at this point. We've gone through rework, and we have Minecraft, Space Engineers, Ark, we got shooters, yeah,
Arma 3,
pretty much anything you can think of at this point. I mean, there's a
A
mobile
handful
game
of-
section.
a handful of MMOs, mobile games.
Right. So I tried to make it to where everybody can join, and there's a conversation and a place for everybody, and that's the idea. It's casual
there's-
players, competitive players, anyway. But with that, I hope you all have a wonderful night, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.
Yeah.